Welcome to the Immerse podcast. We are your hosts, Alex O'Keefe and Dan Ramsden.
We aim to immerse you in education via our guests, bring communities together, embrace positive change and help create solid habits that yield the path for our health and longevity.
Right, here we go. And it's live. We're back, Dan.
We're back.
We're back, mate. It's just me and you today.
It is.
We're following on from one of our most successful podcasts last week with the awesome Grace Ramsden.
It absolutely popped off, didn't it?
It proper boomed off, didn't it? We've had close to like 1 million views across TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. So, yeah, fantastic. Thanks to all the people that have listened and new followers. Howdy.
Yes.
Thanks for checking in. Thanks for the great feedback. And today, we've got an intimate session with just me and yourself, Dan. We're going to focus around the main themes of resilience, persistence, and take people through the evolution of our brand since last May, since we last checked in.
Yeah. We said we'd do that every so often.
Yeah.
We didn't put a specific date on it, but the last time was the 1st of May that we had a roundup session and the brand journey podcast. Mm-hmm. So when we said that we were going to do it again, I said it'd be interesting if we could go back and listen to what we were saying back then. Mm-hmm. And it was quite an eye-opener, wasn't it?
It was.
To listen to that.
It was, mate, yeah. It turns out we actually do what we say, which is nice.
Can you believe it? Yeah.
It was really nice to listen back to that, mate. And, you know, we said we were going to carry on evolving. We said we were going to bring out new high-end products and, you know...
We said we'd take more control.
Yes, of the process and
innovate,
yeah.
Collaborate with people within our remit, our field. Yeah. All those things that we said that we were going to do, we have continued to do. Yeah. So I think what we're going to run through today is obviously we're going to visit some sort of key timelines of the progress from our brand in the last 9 months or so. Yeah. And then Dan, you're going to get deep today, mate. We're going to revisit a very difficult time for you, and you're going to share some key lessons that you've learned through, let's say, hitting rock bottom, shall we say? Is that fair to say, Dan? Probably just on the outside of rock bottom, okay. if I'm honest. Yeah. And I don't mind going wherever. I don't mind getting vulnerable and speaking about what's gone on. Something that I'm going to touch on today is something that I have never spoken about before publicly. Yeah. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to say I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I wanted to just follow the process and to talk about belief, resilience, patience, all these things that are aligned with like long-term success. I wanted to talk about it when it were when I were out of the other end. I don't like talking about when I'm in it, because no one really believes what you're gonna do. But yeah, I can talk about financial rock bottom, let's say. Yeah. Okay. So I'm happy to go there.
Nice. That's what we love about you.
Let's do it. No, it's one of them, innit? I think, you know, speaking is it's good to cleanse the soul, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's good for all of us to do. Yeah. But also, if anybody can take anything from what I say today and think, you know what, you know, I can do that. Yeah. You can do it, I can do it. Yeah. Anyone can do it when they put their mind to something.
Yeah, of course. It's very relatable, mate, because there's a lot of people that will have felt what you felt. You know, maybe it looks like there's no way out of this current situation that you're in, but you know, it's refreshing to see you flourish since then, and you know, that's a lovely message to push, mate. So looking forward. We'll delve into that, mate.
We will.
We'll peel that back shortly.
We will.
But first, let's have a little check-in on where Immerse, our brand, has come from May last year. Yep. So we were sat down
we were, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but we were still selling ice baths at that time. We were still in the ice bath realm. We'd imported from China all the different products, and we won't go too much into that on this one because you can go back and listen to the catch up we had in May. But we come across tons of issues, basically. Importing, quality control, communication, and we kind of made it intently clear that we were going to come out of that and go into the next phase. So let's just update people on where we went after that then, mate.
Yeah, so we had these feelings that we needed to act. It were kind of a shit or bust sort of moment, wasn't it? Because we could feel that things were slipping a little bit and we were losing control. And it was one of them where it's like, wow, this is getting really difficult now.
Yeah.
And if we talk about May last year, there were a hell of a lot of stress going on as well.
Yeah.
In our personal lives, both of us.
Yeah.
So it would have been one of them where it's like, you know what, let's just cut us losses here.
It's easy, mate. It's easy to just quit. Let's call it.
Yeah, I mean, this has always been our side baby that we're growing, and but it will leaning into being more of a full-time thing. It was something that we're having to work on daily, alongside running our own businesses and having families ourselves. So it became like something's got to give, or we're going to let it go here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when the stress is mounting, it's easy to hit the F it button and walk away.
Yeah.
But that doesn't sit right with us, does it? So
No.
we chose to act. We chose to change the direction in what we were working in, and also we knew that we were going to improve our products.
Yeah.
But it seemed like when we were going to launch this next phase, it seemed like the smartest idea was to go, right, you know what, we'll go with the heat. We'll go with the heat recovery. Yeah. We'll go with saunas, because by the time we can relaunch this brand, it's going to be winter.
Yeah.
Ice baths are not as appealing at that time of year, even though that is the warrior season. Like if people are getting in ice baths, then like you've cracked it literally. But it's still, on a business perspective, it didn't make sense. So it's like, let's go with the saunas. Let's go all in on this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we did. We said what we were going to do, and that's what we did. It's all right saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and then not do it. We did it.
Yeah.
We're continuing to do it. And now, we're really proud of what we're producing. By the way, another shout out to Make Room, who've helped us along this journey.
Yeah,
we're sat in one of their lovely little outdoor kitchen areas.
Outdoor kitchen here, guys. Yes.
Beautiful setting.
So Make Room are a company based in Halifax. They make garden rooms, and they are actually the manufacturers of our outdoor barrel saunas. So this is a connection that we've got with these guys. Big shout to these.
Yeah, we definitely needed that sustainable company behind us that's going to help to manufacture our idea. So we designed it, spoke to a leading Finnish expert, and then we came up with a design, took it to Make Room. Can you do this? Yes, we can. Let's collaborate. Boom, off we go.
Yeah. It was really beautiful how it came about. Just to let people know. So when we decided to actually get into the sauna space, we bought a book called The Secrets of Finnish Sauna Design. Because let's be honest, we didn't have a fucking clue, did we?
No.
We didn't have a fucking clue. And that's one of the messages that we like to push is start before you're ready. Chuck yourself in. Learn quick. Evolve fast.
Yes. Start now, get good later.
Exactly.
Same as anything.
Yeah.
All these people that are scared to go to the gym even, things like that. Yeah. Oh, but what if they laugh at me? I'm not fit enough.
I'm not fit enough.
Not fit enough to start. Like, when are you going to be, when are you ever going to be good enough?
Yeah. Like parenthood. How many people do you hear say, I'm not ready to be a parent? Which is probably true in some cases. But most... You're never fucking ready.
Yeah, my firstborn was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
were I ready? No, but he's here and he's doing well and he's 15 and I love him a bits and he's a nice boy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's a good lad. So, you know, were I ready? No, but he's here.
Exactly.
And it's the best thing that happened to me.
Exactly. So, I guess like the word courage comes into it there, starting before you're ready, because you don't have any evidence of it working. So it's like, what right do I have to believe that this is going to work? You've just got to find it inside you, haven't you, to have that courage to start. And we bought this book, Secrets of Finished Sauna Design. This author, Dr. Lassi Laikkonen, leading sauna expert designer from Finland. And you know what? I just thought, we need to get in touch with this guy. This guy knows what he's talking about. Yeah, so that's another thing. You need to lean on people who know more than you in particular areas. Sauna design, we didn't have a clue.
No.
So we reached out to Lassie. Lassie came back. We then had him on our team. We had this sauna expert who now has helped us put this design together. And that was the start of the process for us.
Yeah.
And you know, then we've come to make room. We've got the design right now. Who can make it? We're not joiners. We're not builders. So, like as like entrepreneurs, you kind of sit above and put the team together and find the right cogs for each part, don't you? And that's what we've done with this brand so far.
Yeah.
So.
And again, the path has not been linear by any means. It's been a lot of
saying it like that sounds easy, doesn't it?
Scratching his heads and you know, making a move and thinking, oh shit, that one the best of moves. And it's like any journey, isn't it? You're gonna come up with some struggle. Yeah. If you decide to go down the path, you've got to be ready for the long haul. And I think there's a lot of personal development that needs to be had prior to that. And again, that's what I'm going to touch upon in a little bit. So, you know, anyone that's wanting to do something that's going to be worthwhile, you've got to do a hell of a lot of reflection and work on yourself and be ready for the long game.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you're going to go into, I would say, just get ready for buckle up. We're going to be here a long time. There is no real overnight success with things.
No.
You know?
True. Very true. That's one thing that stood out. Like, let's compare our, you know, first, what 12, did we do like 12 months with the ice baths, would you say? Less?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
About 12 months.
No, touching that, yeah.
Yeah. That 12 months was so fast paced. It went so fast. Everything was fast. Let's make that money fast. Let's buy that stock fast. Bah, 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 bah. And then once we've come into this new evolution of the saunas, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yep.
Slow. Let's take us time to make this product. Let's take us time to get all the right people in place and not just fucking reaching out to a random Chinese person that we've never met before and asking him to send us 500 ice baths tomorrow. You know,
it was kind of like that.
It was very similar.
Yeah, I had a few meetings, but obviously you don't know that person. You don't know that, you know, the consistent quality of what's going to come back. You need to build that relationship, don't you? And
relationships.
You got to build the team. You got to build the team. If you're going to build a brand in particular, you got to build the team. You can't do it on your own. No. And evident of where we were cocking up were everything were rushed.
Yeah.
And guess what? I get banned from driving. I get a 6-month ban. So then I'm like, oh, right, this is good. So my daily business is impacted. Going to get the kids, picking them up, getting taxis here, there and everywhere, walking all over the place. And it was actually quite humbling and good for me in a way, because it was like, mate, you can't rush this process. You're going too hard. Slow down. Literally slow down.
That made you slow down, didn't it?
Had to do.
Yeah.
So that were a good learning curve as well.
Yeah. The two instances where you got them driving fines were something to do with Immerse, wasn't it?
Yes.
Dan took one for the team, big time.
I did, yeah.
We're down in, when we went to see Hunter McIntyre down in London.
Yeah, we went to do a podcast in London.
Crazy Fool.
Yeah, that were a fun time.
Yeah.
So we'd been working all day on our existing jobs.
Yeah.
And got pips on the M1 at about 10:30 at night on a Tuesday. Heading towards the digs where we were staying for the night. Easy done. I wasn't like speeding ridiculously. It was just one of them things.
Yeah.
So that were another one that took me up. And then the final one were going to Liverpool for the Athex games.
Yeah.
We're about 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Nothing on the road. Bam.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I've hit my 12 points and done. Judge were pretty harsh, I would say.
Yeah.
But made an example of me, and fair enough. Did my time, and that was that.
Yeah.
But again, that's evident of we're going too fast. We're making some mistakes. We're not concentrating on what's in front of us right now.
Yeah.
And that's how things happen sometimes.
Got to take the lessons from it, haven't you?
Yeah. Yes. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm out of the other end. It's
That's
done now.
a noble thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I just want to give a shout to our future selves as well, Dan, actually, because and everyone that's listening right now, I think it's a good time to maybe think about where you want to be in the next 6 months or so, because this is what we're kind of sitting down to do now. We're having a bit of a roundup, and then we might talk about things that we want to go and achieve in next 6 months. It's just good practice. So future Dan, future Al, future listener, think about maybe what you wanting to achieve in the next 6 months, and we'll check in on next one.
Yeah, we set some goals, didn't we, at the start of the year, and we're ahead of the curve. We're ahead of the targets that we'd set, and that's good. We've got off to a good start, but we've got to keep his feet on the ground, and we've got to keep doing the right thing and refining and thinking about how we can improve along the way. So I'm going to go back now to anyone that may be going through a tough time. And for me, like, I'm a mentor and I'm a coach.
Yeah.
So for me to actually truly be any good at this and to have any credibility, I had to walk some hard yards, let's say.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones that I've had to overcome was being completely flat broke at 37. So everything that I'd done up to that point, with my career financially, I lost everything at that point. So this is something that I've never spoke about publicly. So I'm going through a marriage and a relationship that wasn't right for both of us. I were wanting to grow and expand and achieve and get over some personal demons as well myself, and I needed to grow more. But I was doing it whilst I'm trying to raise 2 children and a wife that's moving in a different direction.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't too toxic, but it was just very unfulfilling.
Yeah.
And it was something that wasn't right for both of us. And there'll be a lot of people in this situation where, you know, you've got the security of, you might have a mortgage, you might have kids involved, you might be married, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
But deep down, I knew that it just weren't right, you know, and tried lots of different things, marriage therapy, personal therapy, all that sort of stuff. And then coming to the place of me thinking, I've got to make a move. This is not right.
Yeah.
And then making that decision and leaving home and making the decision to leave my kids, which were bad for me, really bad. That was the most tormenting thing. I think it took me about 5 years to actually conjure up the courage to do it.
Wow.
But to also make sure that the kids knew who the dad was, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because, you know, relationships change, and if you leave home, your kids are calling someone else dad, and I didn't want that. Simple as.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I made sure that didn't happen, and it got to an age where I thought, you know what? It's time. It's time to go.
Why did it take 5 years?
Ultimately, because of that, because of the kids, because of the age that the kids were at, and they were very young, and they're very needy, personally needy. You know, they need your attention, and they need you to be there for them.
Yeah,
because they're still babies. So, but then when they were getting to an age where, you know, they're both at primary school, one's at the back end of primary school, one's in the middle of it, I thought they understand the world a little bit more now. You know, they're still kids and still very young, but equally, I think it was one of them where you can't keep shielding them. You can't keep protecting them and pretending that things are okay. They're not okay. It was evident in me. My mental health was deteriorating rapidly, and everybody else around could see it as well. So it's acknowledging that you've got to make a change. So I decided to do that. So I'm 37 years old, and I leave with my clothes, and that's it. It took me quite a while to get back to having my own place. But then in the middle of that, COVID hits. So then I'm going through some financial legal battles with my estranged wife.
Yep.
Trying to sort out a divorce in the middle of COVID. They locked the gyms down twice. So they locked us down twice. Maybe 3.
Definitely twice, wasn't it? Yeah.
But the second one did me in.
Right.
I just had nothing left. I were done. My resources were done, and I couldn't. I had online systems in place, but it wasn't really something that I connected with very well. I like the personal experience. I like to be there when I'm coaching someone.
Yeah.
You know, and build that trust with the client.
Yeah.
Because there's a big thing in that, and client adherence. I'll talk about that another time. But
yeah.
You know, that was something that didn't sit well with me. So I thought, online's really not 100% my thing. And as a result of that second lockdown and not earning the money and having all this financial pressure of paying solicitors and stuff, I had to move out of the property that I was living in. And then I chose to, the only other option was to live on an estate, which to make that, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. And there were some nice moments and nice people that I met along that journey. Okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me. It's not anything that I've ever associated myself with. It's not where I've been brought up. So then to go from that to like a snakes and ladders thing and go right back here.
Yeah.
When I'm 37 and I'm thinking, well, you know, things progress over time, don't they?
Yeah.
Not the case. Like I've gone back and further back to something that I've never experienced before. So it ended up being in my mind, right, okay, I've got to do this. I've no other option. 6 months. No, it wasn't 6 months. It was 3 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So
it's quite a long sabbatical.
It is. But you know what? And again, for anyone that's listening, it's what I needed that. I needed that shit.
Yeah.
I needed to struggle and suffer a bit and figure it out. And one thing that I will say is that I never chased anything for the detriment of my own health. My health were always still the priority, and the ones that were close to me, my family and things. So they were always healthy, fresh food on the table. They were always training involved. Even though it was COVID, I purchased a load of gear and I'm working out outside in the garden. Yeah. And that never stopped. I got up at 6 a.m. and I still worked out every day, even though people didn't need to go to work. I had to do that. I had to prove it to myself. And I thought, this is a moment in time, and I believe 100% wholeheartedly I'm going to get out of it. But I just had to sit on it a little longer.
Did you always have that belief you were going to come out of it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you can. I don't think you can doubt yourself.
No.
And other people, you know, all the people that at the time, sometimes when they found out where I was, how's it going? With a smile on the face.
Yeah.
Oh, you're living there? What's happened there then?
Yeah.
Well, things aren't working out too good right now.
Yeah. But just wait.
and also, I just didn't want to rush as well. So I was trying to be strategic about, you know, where I was putting my money and not to rush out of it, because renting were extortionate at the time. If I'd have gone back into that too soon, that wouldn't have made sense. So I just had to sit and build.
Yeah.
And that was tough, you know, like saving face, and, you know, and somebody kept asking me the same question. How is it? How is it living there? How is it? Yeah. I'm like, why do you keep asking me? Why do you keep asking me how it is? I went, do you know what? It's a nice house, 'cause when we close the door at night, kids have got a nice bedroom.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's not where I want to be. Why do you keep asking me? Because I don't think it's kind of you, is it? Like, no, it's not me, but it's not always going to be me.
Yeah.
Like for somebody, let's say, who's overweight, you're not fat unless you accept that you're fat. You've everything about you is fat.
Yeah.
Your mindset's fat.
Yeah.
But if you believe that you're going to get through it, it's a moment in time that you carry a bit of extra weight, you'll get rid of it. It's a belief. Do you know what I mean? I always believed I'd move out of it.
Belief with action. I think that's the important thing, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I just want to, because I think it takes a, thank you for sharing that, mate, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's a very, very vulnerable place to be, isn't it? When you just want to be the best dad for your kids. You want to be the best husband for your partner. But when something's not right, it's not right, is it? And people, I know loads of people who are probably in that same situation. Maybe some people listening right now. And I guess, Dan, what would you say to someone who's in that place now where they feel trapped inside their own situation?
I would say choose your hard, because it's all hard.
Yeah.
If you leave, it's hard. Yeah. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know, when you're separating a family up, if that's what it takes, like I had to do, it's really tough. You know, I had two children at the time, one at 7 and one at 9. That were really, really tough. Like, you know, there were a lot of tears and there were a lot of confusion, and you know, so yeah, it's tough. But look at them now, because I knew it'd be better in the long run, because mum and dad are not right.
Yeah.
And you have to recognise that, and you got to be brave enough to recognise that which hard is it going to be? Training's hard. Being lazy is hard. What's it going to be?
What would have been the alternative if you'd have stayed?
I don't know. I might not be here today. Seriously. I don't know. We're in a bad spot mentally.
Go through your mind?
Yeah. It did. Because I just thought, what is this life? Is this what it is? Am I just going to stay comfortable? And I felt like I were losing my grip on myself. Lost my identity for a little while. You know, everything kind of stopped about what were the essence of me. You know, my spirit and my competitiveness and getting out there and being a vibrant sort of person and a forward-thinking person. I started losing all that.
Yeah.
And I recognised it, and I wasn't right. And neither me or my ex-wife were right. You know, I'm not, and I had my part to play too. We just weren't right. We weren't moving in the same direction. And if you've just got to be honest with yourself. If someone's in that position, you got to be honest with yourself and grab life by the balls and go, fucking let's have it then.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to go down a slippery path, especially financially. I didn't expect to happen what happened, but the saving grace in it all were, I know the kids are going to be okay.
Yeah.
The kids are okay. So I can build. It's all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've just got to have the courage, and you've got to have the self-reflection to realise that this is not right. Spend some time in your own thoughts. Stop being so distracted by other things, and really start to think about what you're going to do. Get a plan and stay in your lane. I had to stay in my lane a lot longer than I anticipated, but I'm out the other end now. I have a house. I'm moving forward with my partner. The kids are happy.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
That's what we like to hear, mate.
I've always been there for them, no matter what. Put them first.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, as long as you keep doing that. If it's a man like me in this sort of situation, and you know, as men, it's tough.
Yeah.
I don't think that, if I'm being perfectly honest, men get a fair crack of the whip when it comes to a separation. I think something needs to change there.
Yeah.
With the law and all that sort of stuff. It just like
heavily leaning towards the woman.
Yeah. You hear it so many times. You know, different men's stories on separation, and yeah, it's like, fucking hell, this is not fair. This is not fair.
Yeah.
But you know, like I say, put the kids first and sort your shit out, and that's what I did. And I'm out the other side now, and that's why I feel a bit more comfortable talking about it.
Yeah. Because you've been in the mixer with it quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, 2019 is when we separated, and obviously it's taken quite a while for all the dust to settle. And then, you know, the next phase is peace and forgiveness, and not holding on to any animosity. Quite weird, actually. The last breathwork session that we did before the podcast, they were the tears that I was crying. It really took me there, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been operating on a lot of anger and a lot of, right, let's go, come on, you can do this, you know, like proper hood up military style, let's go, keep stomping. But I didn't give myself enough time to process the sadness of it all. Even though it was my decision to leave, it was still sad for all of us. And I was crying over that.
Is that what it was in that room?
Yeah.
Wow. Mad, innit?
And the separation from my wife, we still had something.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, we still raised 2 kids together.
Oh, exactly.
And we were married.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't marry someone just for the sake of getting married. You know, I married her because I loved her. And at the time, we did share some happy memories, but it worked right long term. And we've come to a peaceful place now.
Yeah.
And I've dropped a lot of animosity and that feeling of resentment has gone.
Yeah, that's good. I think the sooner you can get to forgiveness, the better.
100%. Because you just keep punishing yourself if not.
Self-punishment, innit?
Yeah, whatever you've been through with friends, business partners, wives, husbands, exes, whatever, the quicker you can move into a forgiveness place, the better it is in your own mind.
And body.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to do a lot of work. That's not straightforward, and that is not me coming from a place of not venting. Like, I've had some vents. Yeah. You've heard some vents.
I've heard a few. Likewise. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's but to move to that place and accepting that that's the way to move forward is really peaceful.
Yeah,
that's what we all want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Well, there's just one little more thing on that, Dan. I think because it's such a confusing space for people who, let's say, that are struggling in the relationship, and it's like, okay, what's the difference of a struggling relationship and one that needs to end? Because a lot of the time people are in that struggle when really they should just keep pushing to get past the other end. And like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, when is it time to call it a day?
Great question. I can't speak for anyone else, obviously.
When were it your time?
When my mind were mashed, my mind were playing tricks on me, and I were getting all sorts of weird thoughts. And I want myself, like I really want myself, and we were both disconnected and unhappy, and one of us had a certain style of coping and have certain beliefs and values and all those sorts of things, and the other one had opposing beliefs and values, and both parties, in my sense, were stubborn. We've got stubborn traits, both of us, so we weren't seeing eye to eye, and it didn't matter what we tried, it wasn't working. So then what do? Do you just keep brushing it under the carpet, or do you address it? Sometimes the only way to address it is to go, you know what, we have to accept this is not working. And you've just got to come to that place, and
when there's no progress at all.
I'd say that both parties, one of which needs to show some sort of compassion and vulnerability and be prepared to move in the same direction as the other. And then that's compromise. You have to both compromise to meet. It's like a conversation. If you're talking to me and I don't speak back to you, at some point you're going to go, fuck this. I'm not talking to this guy anymore. So you've got to be prepared to come together. That was not happening in my case, and it were taking years, and you know, the longer we were going down the road, the more I were deteriorating. So, you know, ultimately at some point you gotta be brave, and you gotta make a move, and that's not me giving anyone any advice of you should leave if it's not working. That's not the case. It's been hard for me, and it'll be hard for anyone who's listening that's going through a struggling relationship right now. But it's hard either way. If you leave, it's hard. Emotionally, financially, you know, in every essence, it's hard. But so is staying together if it ain't right. That's probably worse. It's worse for the kids. You're not doing the kids any good. My kids respect me because they know that I had to choose a hard path. They've seen it. They've been with me the whole time. They respect me for that. That's ultimately,
that's all you want.
That makes me feel good about myself, you know, and it's that as well, you know, the right reasons.
I think that's good advice, mate. I think, like I say, it's not advice for anyone else, really. It's just your,
it's not. It's my experience, and that's all I can say.
I'm not literally. You can't give advice to other people on the relationships because everyone's different, aren't they? Every single relationship is different. So
different beliefs, different upbringings, different people in your ear. You know, parents, siblings, friends, whatever. You know, we've all got very complex things going on, and twists and turns. So my experience is not, you know, for anyone else really. But equally, it's something that if I wanted to do something significant personally in this world, and I had to walk a hard path. And I've proved to myself in different facets that I can achieve things that I've set out to achieve. And what we're doing right now is one of them, and we're still building, and we're still enjoying.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Every single day.
And it's tough. But I'm enjoying the tough.
Because we're choosing the right hard.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that's a good theme to come from that conversation is choose your hard. I think that's applies in relationships, business, just general life.
Health, training, everything,
mate. So
it's easy to sit on couch and eat shit. I fancy doing that quite a lot of the time. But I choose not to because I know that's not the right way. It's not going to serve my future self. I think you've always got to think about what's going to serve me later down the line. You know, and again, going back to that, 37, flat broke, not a penny to scratch my ass on. 42, things are looking different.
Yeah. Back on the upward trajectory, my friend. There's that great... I keep looking at all these stoic quotes, mate. We like a stoic quote, don't we?
We do.
And it's a really simple one. It's like, if you choose the easy life, it will become hard. Choose the hard life, it will become easy. And it comes back to that long game, I guess, doesn't it? You know, choose an easy, short-term option. It's going to end up fucking miserable, basically. Choosing the hard things short-term will lead to longer-term greater success.
Yeah.
You know, like getting up and doing that workout. You know, starting that business without taking a penny from it for 18 months.
Laying the foundations.
Yes.
Quietly.
Yes.
Quietly lay the foundations.
So where are we up to now, Dan? In the journey of this life.
For me,
Yeah.
for me, content with myself. Happy. I wake up every day and I'm looking forward to the day. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the people that I have around me. I choose them. I choose them wisely. Yeah. I'm very cautious of my energy based on my experiences. You know, I try and protect myself.
Yeah.
So anything that's going to be a reciprocal relationship where we water each other, I provide, you give back, whether I'm coaching someone or, you know, whatever it is, and have that good relationship. So I've got some great relationships. That's a really important thing, I think. I think when we talk about longevity and when we looked at the blue zones, we looked at people that, you know, were living the longest and things like that. And it's the people that have solid connections and, you know, that's one of the things that we crave as humans, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
So finding those right people is really important, and that's what we do on this podcast as well. You know, we've met some amazing people in lots of different walks of lives, and again, that's something else that we said that we'd do, that we're continuing to do, and we will always continue to do.
Yeah,
and we made a pact of what we were going to do, and we will continue to do that. So for me, where am I in life? Content and focused and happy about the lane that I'm in and staying in it. Nice. And making some, you know, still bold and ballsy decisions, and nothing can be as bad as where I've been. So everything's going to be
everything's positive.
It's going to be on the up.
Yeah, nice, mate.
So,
well,
you.
Let me think about this one. I feel really content. There's been times when I've got massively overwhelmed with everything that's going on, because if people don't know, which they might not know, you know, we both run separate businesses, as well as Immerse, as well as the sauna brand, as well as the podcast. You know, I've got a window cleaning business that I'm growing now. Just bought another local business to add to my current business, which is, you know, great. It's moving us in the right direction, but also it takes a lot, doesn't it?
I want to touch on that, actually.
Yeah.
That was something that we discussed behind the scenes earlier in the year. We said that we need to leverage our current businesses more so that we can have more time on Immerse.
Yeah.
We're both doing that.
Yes. You as well.
And again, it's having the right people in your corner, you know, like me and you are bouncing off each other. We talk about what we're going to do, and we hold each other to account. I think that's really important for anyone who's listening, like having that other person when the doubt kicks in, oh, this is getting hard, and it's like, come on, mate, you've got this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And showing that you're doing it, well, I'm doing it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to tell Al about that one.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Because we're moving towards the goal that we said we were going to do.
Yeah.
We need more time on this.
exactly. And just more freedom in general, to be honest. I think that's the journey of being an entrepreneur. You know, I think when you say entrepreneur, like, someone might look from an outside and go, what do you mean entrepreneur? You fucking clean windows. Get a grip. But I think entrepreneur to me means it's a mindset. It's a long-term thing.
You don't have a job, effectively. You're serving people.
Yeah.
And you're finding out your own creative way on how to do that. So you get creative with your own businesses, and you have full autonomy of your decisions from day to day.
Yeah. And then in time, as you go through the process and learn that, you know, you can't just have a one-man team if you want to continually grow. You have to learn how to grow that team effectively and how to have the right finances in place, the, you know, systems, operations, all this type of stuff. And yeah, I believe that being an entrepreneur is just a mindset. And I think it's the intention in it. It's like, we want to build something special that's going to positively impact people, and it's going to create jobs for other people in the process. And that's that. You know, I think that's been a realisation, really. I think sometimes you get into that bit of a seed of doubt and thinking, am I actually an entrepreneur? Because I'm still cleaning windows here, and a real entrepreneur should have a team out doing this, and I should be working on growing the business and not in the business and all this type of stuff. But the fact that is a thought means that we're moving towards that sort of destination.
But again, doing these check-ins and speaking about what we were doing last year, and then again, we'll when we do a roundup further down the line, and we can look back on saying where we were at, and
yes,
and as we continue to build. And I think that's important for anyone who's maybe listening to this now, and it's like, reflect on what's right, what's not right,
yeah,
and keep pushing on. You know,
yeah. I think, especially in this country, I think that we're not incentivized to grow as people, as a business, especially. You know, it's like the next level that you want to level up in your business comes with financial risk, higher tax brackets, being in charge of staff, and all this type of stuff. And it's not really leaning towards you being successful, because that is the path less taken by a lot of people. And you hear anecdotal stories from maybe your parents or your friend down at pub, say, "Oh, don't take staff on, pal. You know, fucking nightmare." And that's, you end up stuck. But you end up stuck. I was stuck there with my window cleaning business. I was leaning into the wrong avenues of advice.
Yeah, different bits of advice. Yeah,
and maybe people listening, you know, if you own a business and you're wanting to grow, make sure you're speaking to the right people, someone that is in your position where you want to be in 3 to 5 years' time, because the advice that they'll give you and the advice that fucking Bob down pub's going to give you is completely different.
Ultimately, I'm going to play a devil's advocate on that. It's about being happy.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing, really, in this life. You know, you and your immediate, the people that care the most about you. You know, are you all happy collectively? So I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now. It's hard, but I'm happy doing this.
Yeah,
I choose this work. So, you know, whatever advice you're going to lean into, just make sure that you project how you're going to feel doing that work. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but there's nothing else I'd rather do. I keep saying it to you all the time. I love this.
Yeah,
I love what we're doing. I love what we're building. So, you know, as long as you're saying those things, the advice, you might look at someone and think they're where I want to be, but their life might not actually be what you want.
Are they truly?
No. Yeah. So that's just the devil's advocate on that.
Yeah.
Are you happy doing the work that you need to do? And then the advice that you get from someone who you think's this successful person, if you were to look a few layers deeper into the life, it's like, I want that life.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it. It's good to think. Yeah, it's always good to think about the ups and downs of it. Like I say, I think it's similar to giving relationship advice. It's your own journey, innit? And like personally, I've tried this kind of staying small with the business that I have, and the truth is that it takes up a hell of a lot of time, and I don't have the freedom that I desire with the financial situation that I desire for my family. So the route now is growth, not massive growth, but growth to where I have options. That's my journey. That's where we're going. 6 months' time, when we check in again, Dan, I'd like to be off the tools with a window cleaning.
You will.
I will be. And we'll be working more on Immerse with the saunas, doing more podcasts. That's where we want to be.
Yeah.
Continually evolving.
That's the one.
What about yourself, Dan? 6 months' time? How do you want to check in?
I can't say too much. But things will be different.
Okay. I know.
And if someone's out there who's thinking to themselves, you know, when you check in with someone, how's it going? I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah. Same shit, different day. If you're that person, get your head out of your ass and make some fucking changes. Because if you're gonna ask me in 6 months' time, what have you been up to? I'll tell you lots of things.
Yeah.
And the same as like when we last checked in.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that have happened and continue to happen, and we've got our first bespoke build coming up.
Yes,
you know, we've got these new things coming in all the time, and we're constantly moving towards this growth. It's not same shit, different day. So if you are one of those people that ever say that, just be careful. You're pissing on your soul. Grow.
Yes.
Move.
Yes.
This is my message.
Take some action.
Yeah, big action.
That doesn't have to be your reality, does it?
No, and what I share in 6 months' time, we'll talk about it then.
I'm looking forward to hearing that one, Dan. Come on, lad. But yeah, like you just mentioned, mate, we've got our first bespoke sauna in a commercial setting in Halifax Boxing Club. Shout out to Mick and the team. We're going to be building a 10-person finished sauna within the gym. Which is great news. And it were an intention of ours when we first started. We didn't think we were going to get to this conclusion so soon.
No.
But, like I say, we set the intention and now it's happening.
Yeah.
Were we ready at the time? No. Are we ready now? Yeah, I'd say so.
Somewhere near.
Yeah.
And we'll learn a bit more.
But yeah, I think just to round that up, mate, I think the main themes from that, like what we've said, is choose your hard.
Yeah.
You know, show resistance, show resilience when you think that you're down and out. You know, belief is a key one that I'm taking away from that, Dan, because without that belief, you know, you might have chucked the towel in, and you know, I can relate to that as well.
And one more for me that I've had to learn that's right up there now is patience.
Yeah,
that's
big one.
That's big, actually.
Yeah.
Try not to look for this overnight win. Build and be happy in the build.
Yeah, correct.
You know,
we launched the saunas back end of last year, I believe October.
Yeah,
and let's be honest, we didn't make sales straight away.
Nope.
You know, we went from selling £99 ice baths to £7,000 saunas. So within that transformation, we've had to be patient.
Yeah.
And come the start of the year, that's when the orders have started coming in. So that's just a reminder to stay patient.
Yeah.
Good things will come.
They will.
If you take the right steps.
If you believe it.
If you believe. And people what? People around you what?
No.
We've had that.
Yes.
We've had a lot of it.
I've had a lot of that in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of that. I started questioning myself at certain points.
If you let it in, yeah.
Yeah, but don't hold on to it too long. Today's a new day. Let's go.
Right, Dan, thank you, mate. That were beautiful to sit down with you, pal.
Yep, as always.
As always. And we'll be coming with you next time with probably another shit hot guest. We've got some more lined up, haven't we?
We have.
So stay tuned, everyone. Give the page a follow on Instagram at Immerse the Brand. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, all that good tackle. And if you want a sauna, hit us up. We make them in the UK, all locally sourced materials. And
they're beautiful.
They're absolutely beautiful.
We are very proud of them things.
We are proud. We are proud. So if you wanted one for your home, for your family, with your friends, or if you wanted one in your gym space or health centre, health club, bespoke business, anything, give us a shout. We're guys.
We are.
See you on the next one.
You will.
Peace and love.
Peace.